Spot the fox. Yes, he's right there next to the lambs, but Lupton's on the case. Spot the cat. Not hard when you're using top-of-the-range thermal. Darren is our man. Spot the check showing up white on a white background. Bird hunting in Sweden. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Lambs mean foxes, and Roy has his work cut out tonight. He could choose field number 1, where the farmer today spotted a big dog fox. Field number 2 is surrounded by houses and harbours a lame fox that's enjoying the easy pickings of afterbirth and newborn lambs.
I had a phone call today saying that there's been a big dog fox out in the twin lambing fields here. And that is the main problem with foxes, when you've got, especially first timers, when they're having twin lambs, then the fox can distract the ewe whilst the ewes trying to defend one and snatch the other one, which very often happens. We came here a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago before lambing started, and we shot a couple just to try and take the pressure off a little bit. And we did notice that there was a lame dog fox in one of the lambing fields, but because it's surrounded by houses, it called in, but we weren't able to take a shot because there was no safe backstop, and we had to be a little bit careful of noise. We don't like waking up the neighbours and upsetting everybody too much, so we're going to go in there tonight. I've got the night sight eagle set up on one of my rifles, and that's got a bit of a better moderator on it. So a little bit more of an effective moderator on it, so that will hopefully keep the sound down a little bit and not wake up the whole neighbourhood. But we're only going to be able to take the shot if we can get round behind the fox and shoot back into the bank. There's just no shot going out, so we've got to sort of try and get into the field, try and squeak and hope that the fox comes out far enough that we've got a safe backstop.
He has an hour to go out, shoot and then get back to inseminate a young female. That's all we know, and that's all we need to know.
This is a real shame because we've got a fox just tucked in here, which could be our big one. We're right on the border of the field that we want to try and get into to get round on. That's got the lame fox in it, so we're obviously bordering a bit of a territory boundary here. I'm just concerned that when we squeak for this one, we could end up with that fox coming in as well, but we're just going to have to risk that and see.
That's the gamble. Roy starts to call, and as he expects, we have eyes on both sides of the track.
The lame fox has just shown up and come running in just to our right hand side here. I think what we're going to do, we'll leave that fox there for a minute, trickle in here and just see if we can get round on this fox.
He chooses lame fox over the possible big dog fox.
Okay, this could work really well. The fox is just out in the field to our right, so what we're going to try and do now is go round him, get a safe backstop and shoot into the bank. There he is there. We've got houses everywhere, so we've got to make sure, we've got to try and get down the bottom here. There's the fox there. We've got to get down the bottom here and shoot back up towards the bank. He's just sitting there at the moment.
With women in 90s putting the bins out to the right of us and a lame fox waiting for his next meal to be delivered to the left, Roy uses the quieter of the two rifles with the night sight on top.
So there we've got the two very, very, very young twin lambs there, and there we've got the fox just laying there.
Roy is quick, efficient and keeps the disturbance to a minimum.
And there we go. So that definitely looks like our lame one. He's not in the best of body condition. So he was that's definitely going to be a prime one for having a go at the lambs anyway.
But no doubt lame Fox's diet is as much lamb as it is dog food. Lamb chop Lupton taking a break from artificial insemination to save the day, or the night. Anyway, from heroes to weirdos, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. There's been another Cecil the Lion story, but this time it's the wrong way round for animal activists to make hay. The lion is called Mohawk from the Nairobi National Park. It mauled a man after being surrounded by sightseers who threw rocks at it to make it react. The Kenya Wildlife Service shot the animal. The KWS later said the situation would have ended differently had the public heeded its officers' advice and left the animal in peace. Another shooting of rare animals. Wildlife officers in Oregon shot dead 4 grey wolves. An old male, a pregnant female and 2 cubs repeatedly preyed on livestock. The rangers used a helicopter to hover over the pack before shooting them. There are just 1,800 grey wolves left in mainland USA. Antis in the UK are in trouble again. The League Against Cruel Sports used £12,000 of charity funds to defend its chief after he was involved in a pub brawl. Trustees meeting in secret agreed to use donors' money after deciding that Joe Duckworth was only involved in the row in 2014 because of his role as head of the campaign group. He stepped down in 2015. The Charity Commission appeared to be unaware that league money was used on the chief executive's criminal defence fees. It told the Times newspaper it had been informed that the costs were paid from public funds. A wildlife group in East Sussex have rescued a pair of fallow bucks. They were caught up in an electric fence after the wire tied their antlers. A local wildlife rescuer threw a blanket over the deer's heads in order to calm them before separating them. And finally, Greeks are mystified how a billy goat got stuck on a telephone wire. Rescue workers found the animal hanging 20 feet above the road. They used a ladder to tie a rope to its leg and pull it towards a steep rock face. They then unhooked its horns. No kidding. I didn't write that. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Let's have a look at what you lot have been up to next. It is Hallo Charlie.
Hello Charlie, it's Vinny from Essex. First time out for me, Benelli 828U. Been out on the pigeon roost, got a few pigeons, a magpie and a squirrel. Keep hunting, keep shooting, it's better than any day at school.
Hello Charlie, Louis here again, and I've had another one tonight. It's been a good night for me so far, and it's only about 11:30, something like that, so plenty of hours left for the night sight.
Hey Charlie, it's Steve from Kent, or Windy Kent. I'm out on the drillings today. The pigeons are certainly around. I've had 36 and I've still got another couple of hours to go, so fingers crossed I might make the 50.
Hello Charlie, Stephen Ollie here in sunny Somerset. Just out on the fallows this morning just before we do a bit of tree cutting. Look what we got ourselves.
Hello Charlie, this is Jay from Norfolk. I've been at the farm today with my little Scorpion air rifle. I've bagged myself 4 pigeons.
Hello Charlie, this is Jay from Norfolk again, from my second bushing on the same day. Got 2 lovely rabbits. Thank you Charlie, keep up the good work with the show.
That's it. Please send me your Hallo Charlies via Facebook, YouTube, Dropbox or email charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Thank you for those. Please keep them coming. Now, Darren is not just the Prince of Darkness, he is the Stig of night vision and thermal, and he's got his hands on some top-end kit.
Oh, what have I got here? Now, this is a big boy's toy. Bulgarian company called Optics. It's a NATO spec thermal weapon sight. This one's running a 640 480 core, 100mm germanium lens, integrated laser rangefinder. Tonight obviously we've just brought it out just as a spotter and a bit of fun. As you know, I like my night vision and everything else, but this thing is just mind-blowing. It's a quick exercise I've just done with David, you'll see on this footage, was how many rabbits could he see out at the moment, and with the naked eye we can't see anything, but as I scan round, a rabbit there, another rabbit there, there's another rabbit there, and you just keep going on and on and on. You know, so these rabbits down the bottom here, David, are 130 metres away. Obviously Optics started life many years ago. They're a NATO spec company, so they supply to militaries, all NATO companies. They've seen a huge opening in the sporting market in Europe and most parts of the world. So like I say, they start with a very competitive 384 resolution core device, and then their flagship models all run 640 cores.
For the layman, what's that mean, Darren?
For the layman, if you had a 384 core in here, you would struggle to tell the difference looking through it whilst on your standard optical magnification. All thermals, because thermals use a germanium lens, you don't have a normal zoom lens like you would on a camera, so you then need digital magnification. So on a 640 core you can go 4 times the digital magnification without losing any resolution, whereas on the 384 cores, as soon as you start going up in the digital magnification, the picture just starts to become a little more pixelated, and that's where you'll then have issues with quarry identification. You know, you'll still see a heat source out there, but you know, for example, if you was looking at a trophy fallow deer with a 640 core, you'll actually be able to see the size of the trophy head, you can see the antlers, you can see everything. On a 384 you just don't get that same level of detail, but they're still, you know, more than usable, you know, more than adequate for, let's say, the average shooter. So here we go, look, here's a classic example. This cat has just come out from the barn and is making its way across there chasing a rabbit, and you've got absolutely no hesitation identifying the difference between a cat and a fox. And the only reason you get that level of detail is good quality glass and good image sensors. You know, I use one of these for fox shooting on my 243. I think the range on this, they say a man-sized target is 7 kilometres. So far in excess of what you need, but with the range-finding capability, you know, it's just great fun. And I use this on everything from air rifle all the way up to, you know, big centrefires. You know, this one is rated 338 lat mag, you know, so you're not going to break it.
Darren delivering light where there is darkness. Now we're off to somewhere where the sun seldom sets. Michaela is shooting in Sweden.
So what are we gonna do?
We will go for searching the birds, Michaela. The black grouse and the capercaillie.
The Czech hunting bombshell Michaela is being a telemark hero, complete with rifle, cool camo and mission in mind. She is in Sweden out after black grouse. It's not just the shooting, that's the pretty part. She's also learning how to cook black grouse and to skin it for the taxidermist. Oops, let's see if the skiing is the only tricky bit.
It looks like there are some skis from the 18th century, but it's really totally new produced here in Sweden. They say that wooden skis cooperate better with the powder snow than plastic skis.
The shooting is fairly simple. First, find your bird. The black cocks sit at the top of the trees, as do their lady friends, the grey hens. There are also capercaillie here. Michaela is using skis, so she disturbs the forest as little as possible. When it comes to the gun, disturbance comes off the agenda. She is using a full-bore 22 caliber rifle. They don't go in much for backstop here, but it's big country. Michaela lines up on a bird that's on the edge of a ride. One shot, and down it goes. And it is an easy bird to find in all this snow.
I would say it's around 2 years old.
Very nice.
Perfect trophy. Well,
Look at this.
Back at the lodge, Michaela's guide, Emil Nicholson, shows how he prepares black grouse for the taxidermist. It is a popular bird for stuffing. Take it away, Emil.
yeah, I will just put here some paper because so it's not coming blood everywhere on the feathers. The taxidermist will anyway watch these feathers, but it will be easier for him. Yeah, the black grouses in the winter time, like now, they're going together in big groups. They can be everything from 10 to 50. And very good years we can see sometimes up to 200 in one group. They're moving around every day. Compare with the capercaillie, he can sit still on the same place for days. This bird. And then you need to make a good shot. It's a small bird, you see the body is not big. And you need to hit this little body on 100 to 200 meters.
Yeah, that's what I did today.
Yes, that is what you did. And it's not easy.
Yeah, I know.
So, the skin is ready without any meat. You see, it's a very nice tail on this bird.
And finally, how do you cook black grouse? Emil's wife has a cheesy grouse recipe that looks delicious.
This is the bird's breast, and what I will do today, I will cut it in the middle. Inside of this breast, I will have some Philadelphia cheese, some mozzarella cheese. I will cut bacon, put it with the special spices. Then I will close it together, fry it, put a mayonnaise to cover it because it should be soft. Then mayonnaise protects this meat, and send to the oven for 180 degrees till it will be 64 degrees inside of meat.
So there you have it, shot, stuffed, cooked. If you want to go hunting here, visit camplaponia.com. And for more about Michaela, go to michaelkashunting.com. Thank you, Michaela. From Scandinavia to the rest of the world of hunting and shooting on YouTube, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. Fascinating film of the week is the 4,210 yard shot. A shooter called Jim Spinella hits a 36-inch plate at 2.4 miles. The whole film is sponsored by Texas gun shop and gunmaker Hill Country Rifles as a promo for its HCR 375 Chaytak rifle. As the New Zealand Red Stag Roar gets underway, here is a shout out for Josh James Kiwi Bushman, the most excellent Kiwi deer stalker whose every film makes me laugh. He is trying to fund his channel by using Patreon, which is a great way for people to donate to channels they like to see, and I hope will stop him moving to the dark side that is pay TV. For a top example of self-filming, Mike from MCQ Bushcraft is out shooting pigeons with his 12 bore. If this weren't mainly about bushcraft, it would be one of the biggest shooting channels on YouTube, and his shooting films are always a hit. Let's take a short break in the Philippines. In this film, vloggers Song and Songo are rat hunting as part of a food and travel series. These are grain-fed farm rats, and yep, they eat them. Meanwhile, Do Castaway Desert Island experiences hunting and eating a monitor lizard in the Philippines. It is simple. You set a trap, you catch it, kill it, cook it, eat it. With the roebuck season upon us in some parts of Europe and nearly upon us in others, Ilka Dawn is after a black roebuck for Halali Magazine TV. There are small numbers of black roebucks scattered across Germany. She's stalking the lowlands between Hamburg and Bremen. Rose Stalker is out in Poland again. This film shows the best of his 2015-2016 hunting season, including two interesting malformed roebucks that both made bronze medals, a 12 or 13-year-old stag, and a couple of nights after wild boar with armour sight night vision. And finally, Tim from Karoo Wing Shooting in South Africa has had some friends over from the USA who have high-tech camera equipment. They made this film about grey-wing partridge shooting over English pointers in the Eastern Cape Highlands. Makes your mouth water. That's it for this week. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. If you don't like any of those, how about this? Lord Digweed has a new show out. In this month's Club Digweed, George is being shown around the CCI factory where he learns the deep, dark secrets of making the perfect clay.
What this is going to show is that the clay takes about 23 seconds to be set.
He's also showing us how to attack a target that's being thrown below you. With the help of a shot cam with its red dot positioned on the lower barrel of his new Perazzi High-Tech, we can show exactly how he approaches this tricky target.
So I'm starting below the line of the target and the gun is coming up to the line and then through the line.
It's all on this month's Club Digweed. To join the club or download the episode, go to georgedigweed.com. Thank you for watching us. If you haven't done so already, please go to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter or subscribe to us on YouTube, or best of all, pop your email address into our constant contact box on our register page and we'll constantly contact you about this show. It's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday, and this has been this show, Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.